Take two. This is Stephen, the Disney Drago Robinson. You're watching the one and only Sport Icon. Bow!
Right, Willa, good to see you. You've been, we're here in the Vision Gym. You've been doing a bit of sparring today.
Yeah, I've been in the ring with Stephen Robinson and Mark Clazel and Moosey. We've been doing 3-minute rounds of body sparring, which is interesting when you've got someone like Stephen trying to take you out by the solar plexus, because he aims for that and he managed to hit the sweet spot every time. So it's been interesting, but I enjoyed it. I love it. It's been great. It's good, very good.
Now, the whole point of you doing this is because you're going to be raising money for charity. You're going to be having 2 fight nights on April the 8th and 9th.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So I've never been in the ring before. I've never sparred until 4 weeks ago. So I'm trying to raise money for 2 charities, which is Mind and also Angels FC. Unfortunately, my 21-year-old son, passed away on the 8th of December 2021. It's been a very tough time, but I'm hoping to raise money for those 2 charities. Angel FC is a football team that was set up by a group of lads who have all suffered loss. That's grown into more than 50 footballers that are involved with that team now, and they go to help support obviously men who have lost their kids and with the football side, and also support families, which, you know, any help that we get for to help support people who have unfortunately suffered loss like what I've lost and they have, is great for to raise money for, you know, for to go to help other people. Their slogan is with a team that nobody wants to play for obvious reasons, you know, because you've got to have suffered loss of a child. And my child, who's still my little boy, he was 21 when he passed away, and it's the most just heart-wrenching, soul-destroying thing anybody could ever go through, the loss of a child, you know. It's not the order of life, you know, your grandparents go, your parents go, it's our turn, and we'll pass that lantern on to the kids. The last thing I was expecting is for to have to tell my parents and tell my brothers and my family that my son had passed away, and that was the hardest day of my life when I found that out, you know. So it's 2 worthwhile charities. Yeah.
Now, you said that there were like 50 members or something like that.
Yeah, so there's around about 50 lads who've signed up and signed for the team. It varies week to week, you know. We tend to play every couple of weeks, and we raise money for charity doing that, and they have various events where they raise money again for to try to help other families and support other families who have suffered loss. That's getting bigger. There is a lot of things unfortunately getting bigger, yes, but I mean, the good thing about it is that there is support out there for men, you know. I think there's a lot of support for families, but men in particular sort of, you know, I'm not saying they get left out or left behind, but men tend to not talk much. But when it comes to the football side, you know, and you're playing alongside people that have lost children like I have, you know, it's a bit overwhelming, and it's a bit it's awful, but it's great at the same time, because I'm playing football, which has been a massive part of my life, with people that understand what I'm going through. People that haven't suffered loss of a child don't understand what it's like to lose a child, and to play football alongside people who understand that is it's strange. Yeah, it is a support centre. You know, there's the feelings are mutual amongst ourselves. You know, we've all got the issues, we've all got our anger and our bitterness and our hurt and pain and everything. But these guys understand, and we understand one another, which is a very, very difficult club to be a part of. But it's also helped me a lot as well, because I know everybody that I'm with knows how I feel, and it's hard to explain to somebody who hasn't suffered the loss exactly how that feels. Yeah.
So you've been playing like football for the charities and all that kind of stuff and that as well. Why boxing? Well, I've known Stephen for quite a few years, and obviously I've followed him in his boxing career. And over this last 2-3 years, I've got to become really good friends with Stephen Robinson. And I've done the boxing training side of it, not sparring or anything like that, but for general fitness, I've done the training.
I've done, you know, the various things for charity. I've done the 3 peaks, you know, the 3 highest peaks in the UK. I've cycled the full length of Portugal in 2020 to raise money for Mind. I've done the rat race and Tough Mudders and all that. And with the boxing, I was at D-Day and I was watching on the last D-Day event. And I've been doing the boxing training and obviously following Stephen in his career as well and going along that path with him. And I just thought on that night, this is what I want to do. I want to get in that ring and I want to fight. I want to pro my training that I've done, the physical side, and I want to learn a new sport and I want to learn the art of boxing. Stephen's been an inspiration to us, the way he trains, the way his attitude, the way he's helped me over the last 15, 16 months since Ellis passed away. And that has been a massive inspiration for me wanting to step into the ring. You know, not only am I stepping into the ring for the first time, but I'm doing something that nobody's done before, which is fight 2 nights in a row. So I'm fighting on the 8th and the 9th, you know, against 2 different opponents, which, you know, people say at 45 with 2 full knee replacements that I'm absolutely balmy for getting in the ring in the first place. So God knows what to think about is getting in the ring for 2 nights in a row. But I've always challenged myself. I've always been a one to push myself to my limits. And this is just another way of showing that I can push myself. I believe in myself, and I've had to work extremely hard to get fit, to learn the technical side. You know, there'll still be some what I call Willa 1 metre windmills, which are probably coming from me toes. But you know, when I get in that ring, but learn the technical side of boxing has been really, really good, and it's given us a lot of focus over this last 4 to 6 weeks that I've been training. Mark Lazelle's been absolutely amazing, helping us in the ring and guiding us and teaching us the basics and the foundations. Stephen's a big influence in watching him. You know, hopefully I'll have a bit of a defence, not like Stephen who likes to just take the punches and he'll knock them out before they knock him out. Hopefully I'll not be in that sort of category, but it's something that I'm really, really looking forward to. I cannot wait to step in that ring, you know, and I'm doing it in memory of my son Ellis. And I'm raising money on his behalf for Angels FC and for the charity Mind as well, which is close to a lot of people's hearts. It certainly is mine.
Now, regardless of how your fights will be, like both of them, do you see yourself doing this more and more though?
I'm the type of person, I'm all or nothing. So when it comes to, you know, I took up cycling in May 2020. By the October I'd cycled the full length of Portugal. You know, and that's something that whatever I do at the best of my ability. What happens after these 2 fights, I don't know, you know, but I would like to think that I'm going to carry on the boxing, carry on the sparring. And if that means I box again and I go back into DD or I'll go to different events or whatever it may be, I can't see it stopping there because, you know, I've got a bit between my teeth. It's strange because the hurt and the pain that I'm feeling, getting punched in the face, actually makes us feel alive. You know, and obviously when I get in and I look that opponent in the eye, unfortunately for them, I'm taking a lot of pain and hurt out on them as well. It's not them personally, it's just a way of releasing my anger and my hurt and my pain that I'm feeling inside. So will it stop after these 2 fights? Probably not. You know, I'm 45 years young. I don't feel 45. My body does at times, but I certainly don't feel 45, and I'm looking forward to seeing where this can lead. Yeah, definitely.
And the charities that you want to be collecting for, I'll put the links to them in the description box of this video. Do you know how much you've raised so far?
I think nearly £1,000 so far. Across the 2 charities. I've got a Just Giving page for Mind and a Just Giving page for Angels FC, and I've also had sponsor forms that I've took around the office, and I've had my dad taking it out with him, and he goes to a lot of events, and you know, very kindly people have been sponsoring us, and some people have sponsored us £100, and you know, £20 and £1, it makes no difference. You know, it's every penny counts to these charities, and every penny I earn is to a worthwhile cause. So yeah, I'm various different platforms. I'm constantly plugging it and constantly pushing it, and I'd appreciate any support that anybody can give out there, whether it's 50 pence or £50. Every penny counts towards these charities. You know, I'll be really grateful.
And one of them is the what's the name? Is it Just Giving? Is it?
Yeah. So I've got 2 Just Giving pages, one for Mind and one for Angels FC. So yeah, I've got both them links I can share with you, Martin. Yeah.
Okay, that's fantastic. Okay, so that'd be April the 8th and April the 9th. Is there tickets left? Because you said that the tickets, they seem to be selling quite fast, so.
They are. I mean, the events that Darren puts on, the D-Day events are fantastic events. You know, it's always a sellout crowd. I know I've got 50 people coming, and I've got 5 tables, you know, on the Saturday, and I've got 40 people coming on the Sunday, and that's just me. You know, I think there's 30 fights each day. You know, so there's a lot of people coming to the events, and tickets are very limited now. I think there's only standing tickets, and I'm not sure there's many of them left either. So if anybody does want a ticket, please get in touch, and I can get you a ticket, standing ticket. Unfortunately, all the tables have gone. Will be standing only, but it just shows how successful these events are and the fantastic shows that Darren puts on. And they really are amazing shows, and he matches people up well. You know, and all the fights seem to be very, very well matched. So, you know, I'm really looking forward. I know who I'm fighting. Don't know anything about them. I don't care if they've boxed 100 fights or if it's the first fight. I'm not bothered. I'm going to go in there and I'll just do what I do, and I'll give it my best, and I'll, like I do with anything, I'll just box to the best of my ability, you know. Yeah.
And how many rounds is it? What minutes?
I think I'm doing 4 2-minute rounds. But I know it's got on the website it was 3 2-minute rounds, but I know when I spoke to Darren it was 4 2-minute rounds, with us being heavyweight. So I'm not too sure on that. I'll have to clarify that. But hopefully it's 4 2-minute rounds, because you know I want to be in there for I want to be in there as short as possible and knock them out. But I want to, you know, 4 2-minute rounds would suit me. I'm fit, I'm strong, I'm ready, and I just cannot wait for it to get to them dates. You know, I really am. And Stephen's fighting on the Friday for a title, so it could be a fantastic weekend for both of us, you know. And you know, my heart and soul will be with Stephen on the Friday, and I know his will for me. And I know obviously his last fight when he beat Nick Campbell, he dedicated it to my son Ellis. And for those that seen it, he had his T-shirt, and obviously my son's behind, and that's me when I didn't have any hair. I've grew my hair back now, so you know that's me. And that's who we're always looking over Stephen. You know, he's that good of a friend that we're always looking over him. We're always here with him, you know, and I'm grateful that I'm able to come here every day and do my training and spend that time with him as well, because he is a really good lad, and probably one of the best lads I've ever met in my life, to be honest. You know, he's got a heart of gold, and he's got a punch like a shire horse, so it's he's probably got a chin like a shire horse as well, to be fair. But yeah, he's been an inspiration to us, he really has.
I mean, one of the good things that I love about the North East is that when unfortunate things happen, the North East really do come together. It's like a people will hear and they will support. Have you felt the support from those around you?
Oh, definitely. You know, I still get people coming up to us now who have just found out that I'd lost Ellis, and it's a shock to them, and it brings back awful memories, to be honest. And you know, and people always ask, like, how many kids have you got? You know, when I meet somebody new, and I've got to explain that, you know, obviously I've got 3 kids, and unfortunately one of them passed away, and it's not a very nice thing to say, but it's something that people ask, you know, and it just, my heart sinks for them when they ask, because then they feel awful saying I'm sorry for asking. But it's the type of thing that people ask, you know, and especially when you meet people for the first time and you get chatting about family and stuff, and you know, it is difficult. But you know, I get up every day, and I have done since the day Alice passed away. I get out of bed every single day, and I try to do something productive every day, and I try to do something to occupy my mind and to keep us going. I've had amazing support, you know, really amazing support, and those who've been there for us know who they are, and I love them dearly, and I appreciate all the support that I've been given, you know. Family, friends, loved ones, everybody's really has been there for me and for my family and for my kids, and it's tough for everybody, you know. I see my parents, how upset they get over the loss of the firstborn grandchild, and especially I've got Ellis, obviously he's got 2 younger brothers and a younger sister. His youngest brother Herbie and Mary Grace are mine, and he's got a brother as well to on his mum's side. So I know my kids have really suffered with the loss of the brother, because he was their hero, you know, and he was my son, and it's hard
as a parent not being able to console or for to fix it. You know, and I've always said to my kids that I'm a fixer man, and unfortunately this is something that I can't fix, and I've just got to try to be there for them as best as I can as a parent, and try my best every day to keep them up as well, you know. And there is days where it's hard, you know, sometimes it's minutes, sometimes it's hours, sometimes it's days that I find it hard. It's the same as me, you know. I can, even when I'm so happy, and I'm happy, I feel guilty for feeling happiness, you know, because of the sadness that's surrounded us for so long now, and that'll never go away. You know, people say you learn to live with it, and I don't want to learn to live with it, if that makes sense, because I don't want to accept it. He has gone. I miss him every day. I think about him every day. I dream about him every night. And it's really, really difficult, but you know, life does go on, and you do have to just keep marching forward, and you just do have to keep focused, and you do have to just keep yourself together as best you can, you know. I'm a one that I don't mind showing me feelings, Martin, you know, and I do show me feelings, and I don't mind if I cry. I don't mind if I show that I'm hurting and that I'm upset. You know, I think too many people are too proud to do that, and I'm certainly not. If I need to cry, I'll cry, and I don't care where I am. You know, now that I'm a boxer, I'll do it anyway. And if everybody says I'll knock them out, no, you know, I don't mind showing my feelings, not at all, definitely not. And I think, you know, the more you bottle it up, the harder it becomes. So, you know, I definitely, you know, for people out there suffering, like, talk to people. I've got Just Talk, which is Unsubtle Skulls, who have been a great support to us as well, and they're doing T-shirts for us. And again, it's another worthwhile charity that's all about mental health, and they have different skulls for different mental health and different disorders. So they're great, and everything that's bought on the Unsubtle Skulls website, they donate to different charities as well. So I'm not sure if they're going to put my fight T-shirts up there, but I've got fight T-shirts. Ellis had a nickname for us, which was Willa the Gorilla from Ancandrilla, because and that's where I live in Portugal. So I've got Willa the Gorilla on the T-shirt, a picture of Ellis on the front, the same picture that Stephen wore for his fight night against Nick Campbell. So if anybody wants a T-shirt for the support, then he'll be supporting the charity in another way as well, you know, as well as obviously support for me. So yeah.
Let's close off then. So what do you think that Ellis will be feeling when you're fighting? Do you think that he'll be excited for you, nervous for you? How do you think he'll be?
To be honest, I've got a tattoo of his handprint on my shoulder, and I feel like he's with us all the time. He was a left-hander. He liked a bit of a scrap himself, and he always said lefties are the best. And I know I'm going to knock somebody out with a left-hander. Because I know he'll be in there with us, and he'll be saying, "However, fella, you can do this. You know, go on for that." And he'll be there on my shoulder, and he'll be throwing them punches with us. I feel him with us. I feel that he's at peace. I feel that he's alongside us, and he'll definitely be there on the night. You know, egging us on, and there'll nothing be more on my mind than Ellis on that night, and want to show him that I can do this as well. You know.
Spot on. All right, well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, Martin. Thanks everybody, and hopefully I can get some support. Thank you.